Hi, my name is Ernie Manuel. I'm standing here at Doran Vineyards in the Voorparelberg region, between the Swartland region and Parel. We're staying in our Chenin Blanc vineyards, and our vineyards just finished the harvest, and we're going into the winter season. And in the winter, your vineyards will basically go into a sleeping period called dormancy. So just before dormancy, we applied 500 kilograms of chicken manure into the soil to build up the reserves in the vineyards in the soil and to prepare them for dormancy. With that, looking at the vineyards, we applied, this is our lupin row. So we applied lupins. It's a natural cover crop that gives natural nitrogen back into the soil. And with that, we will apply Biocult. And Biocult will basically help us with the distribution of the roots and also enhancing the natural mycorrhizae into the soil. So as I mentioned, the cover crops are basically to help against weed management. And just before budding season starts, we will roll down the cover crop naturally instead of using herbicides. And by not using herbicides, you're helping not to destroy the topsoil layer as well and enhancing your regenerative farming practices into your vineyards. So before budding, we will roll down the cover crops and they will form a natural mat on top of the soil. And that will help against also weed management, keeping the moisture into the soil. And as that cover crop material will break down, you will enhance your organic material back into your soil. And you're basically building up your soil. You can't farm without the motor. If your motor is damaged, you don't have an engine to have a car to drive with. So we're basically getting the engine back working again, enhancing the soil, organic material and health. In the past, I did an experiment with Mycorrhizae. We had the Grenache manure block and we used the Mycorrhizae, inoculating it with the cover crops before we sow it. And with inoculation, we found 40% up in production in 1 year. I was expecting it to happen in 2-3 years time, and they're quite surprised from both sides. So we're going to be planting new Sauvignon Blanc this year, and we're using the Biocult product with the planting process. With the Biocult, we're looking for results with better root distribution, more finer roots, and also enhancing the already natural mycorrhizae found in the soil. You'll find better growth, better health, and your soil, like I said, you're regenerating the soil as well at the same time. Comparing conventional farming and organic farming, you do have your challenges with your pests and your fungi, but if you have the good control and you have first of all, start off your health of your vineyards. If your vineyard is healthy, you're going to have much less trouble with your fungi and your pests. So first of all, get your soil right, and that's where I like to implement my Biocult product. Conventional farming, you do have much better control over your pests and your fungi, but looking at the whole picture and your soil health, bringing it back to life again, and that's not the way to go for me. So I like the approach of organic, I like the approach of biodiversity and implementing my Biocult product. For most producers, organic farming might be too risky, but if you look at the end result, what you actually achieve out of it is very rewarding. You're building up your soil and your quality and your structure of your grapes and putting that back into a bottle. The end result is just, you can't justify it.